you guys did not disclose to me that Mitch Johnson talked for 20 minutes. I swear this camera is, you guys say it looks okay, but I swear it feels blurry. I don't know what happened. It's nothing I did. I swear it's nothing I did. I didn't touch it, but now it's all blurry. Why is it so weird? Anyways, all right, Mitch Johnson, what you got to say?
Just the injury situation.
Oh, wait, before we do this, hold on. I did do a few polls. I asked you guys, how do you feel about Mitch Johnson this year? How confident are you? How much faith do you have in him? And I had you do a scale from 1 to 4. So let's take a look at what you guys said on Twitter, and then we'll take a look at what you said on YouTube. So here we go. Here we go. All right, let's look at the results. Still 13 hours left on it as of this live stream, but 29% gave it a 4. That's pretty high. 29% gave him a 4, and 48%, almost half, gave him a 3. But 29% for 4 is pretty high. So you guys have a lot of faith in him, right? That's pretty good. That is not bad whatsoever. All right, let's take a look at what you guys said on YouTube. I did the exact same poll. I have a feeling that my YouTube, because Twitter people, that's a big mix. I have a feeling that my YouTube people are going to be a little bit more realistic because you listen to me. All right, full disclosure. So that's 257 people. Full disclosure, I also give it a 3. I also give him a 3. Now, if the question was the coaching staff as a whole, it will be a 4, right? Because I think he's surrounded by so many good basketball-minded coaches, and he's so young. And I think 3 is pretty good. So 56%, more than half, gave him pretty high regards. 21, you guys are mean. 21% is pretty high for 2. But I would have chose 3. If I chose, I would have chose 3. So it seems like most Spurs fans are pretty high on Mitch Johnson, right? Yeah, we're pretty high on him. That's about 80%. About 80% are high on Mitch. All right, good stuff.
Yeah, I'll just go through. Yes.
That's why you said 4? Yeah, because of the coaching staff.
Dylan is doing well. He's on the court. That'll be just a pretty straightforward ramp up in terms of
sorry, Mike.
Getting that thing to the point where it can have contact and be ready to be in a game and not get hit. De'Aaron Fox is improving and getting better. He's working.
Yo, no offense.
Out on the court, had a hamstring injury, and we're just going to be very mindful and conservative as we always are. He'll be out there ready to be practicing tomorrow, but we'll be big picture, obviously long season ahead. And Jeremy's left calf, similar, just improving on the court. All those guys are just getting better and better every day and improving and want to push it, but obviously we will not, as we have traditionally here.
Do you think Dylan will see any time? Do you think Dylan will see any time in the preseason? Will he be able to play at some point?
No.
That,
wait, we were already told that he won't. They asked if Dylan Harper's going to get any preseason time. No.
We'll see. Yeah, I think, again, we're not going to try to put any particular timetable on certain things.
Dylan Harper? He's not getting any. I don't think. I heard he can't even dribble right now.
Everything is heading in the right direction and trending, and so we just want it to continue that way. And when it's all the way good and it's probably a little overdone on our end medically, then we'll clear him as we always do.
Yep.
Mitch, since we last
That's no preseason.
With the passing of the torch from Pop, it's going to be your show. You've hired new guys for your staff, Sean Sweeney, Corliss Williamson. Can you just tell us a little bit about your summer?
Okay, we're slowing this down. So they mentioned how we chose other coaches and want to know about Mitch Johnson's summer.
And how it is you're putting your stamp on this with your coaches, your roster, and how you see things maybe changing.
Dylan said he's been shooting. Oh, okay. Is that post that I saw was false then? I saw some posts where Dylan Harper was hesitant to dribble the ball for the photo shoot with his I don't know. It could have just been BS.
Well, this year than last?
Yeah, I think very excited to get the opportunity to prepare for a season and to go through that cycle of the off season and what comes about at times with that. One of those circumstances was rounding out the staff. Last year we didn't bring any staff in, so there were some opportunities to felt like we needed to round out the staff and add a few people, and we felt really good about the people that we brought in and people that we feel are our type of people and about the right stuff. And obviously
I saw that. He's excited. He think we got some killers. He's excited. You guys can say I'm looking too far into it. I don't know. I really vibe with that expression. Look at the expression.
Feel staff and add a few people, and we felt really good about the people that we brought in and people that we feel
you got killers.
Are
well, he's like, yeah, we got some killers.
Our type of people and about the right stuff, and obviously their resumes and experience precedes them in their experiences and what they've done prior to here, but really excited about adding to the group.
I noticed when you went down the medical chart earlier, you did mention Victor. Is he full clear to start practice?
Yeah, can Vic go? Vic can go preseason, right? He's good, right?
Victor's cleared. He's been cleared by our medical by our medical team.
For the love of God.
You imagine it'll take a while to ramp up and get some.
No.
Very busy basketball summer.
No, he's good right now.
He's been in a really good place. I would think, if anything, his excitement and just ready to get back on the court. It's been obviously some time, and he was in angst for a long time to get back. So I would say that's probably that more than anything.
Guys, refresh my memory. Wembanyama, he was a rookie when he had that crazy game against Giannis, right? It's like, I think back on that, and I'm thinking that's year 2 win, which is still crazy. But like, I keep thinking about that crazy game against Giannis, where they were going back and forth, and he had that insane, like, that was rookie. That was year 1. On his birthday. Wow. I just keep thinking back in that game, and I'm blown away that was his rookie year. That's wild, man. That's wild. What an incredible player we got. I remember how excited I was about Kawhi. This is like a whole nother level, bro. Jeez.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about just so many great defensive players, and then you pick up Dylan and Carter, just sort of what they can bring to you, the team defensively?
Crazy. Giannis, it's like, and it's like people don't, because Giannis doesn't get enough credit in mainstream media, I don't think. Giannis is literally like one of the greatest players to ever walk this earth. Like, people try to paint him as a guy that doesn't have skill and all he does is go downhill. Like, Giannis is really good, and he's a smart player. Yeah, Giannis should just be putting the works on any rookie. Yeah, like, Wemby was a legitimate challenge to him.
No, Brian and his crew get a lot of credit for identifying certain.
Wemby versus Embiid game was crazy. Wemby was like in foul trouble, right? We just kept fouling Embiid. That was weird.
Traits and skills that we're looking to add to our team and continue to develop when we get certain types of players, and that defensive mindset is something that is at the forefront of that, and I think that'll be something that we want to continue to grow upon this year, not only with guys that we brought in like Dylan and Carter, or some of the free agents or people we've added, but also the guys that have been here to continue to grow our identity and for that defensive side of the court to be our anchor.
Yep, I said it. You can get mad at me all you want, okay? But it started with Sohan. You started with Sohan as far as defense, and then you just added on ever since. Yeah, that's our identity, defense. We have a plethora of defenders. How many you got? Like, even the ones that aren't great, but let's just say above average, right? You got Devin Vassell, you got Julian Champagny, Wembanyama, Sohan, Steph Castle, Carter Bryant. I already said Sohan, right? Who am I missing? Even Fox is a pretty decent defender. Luke Cornett. Anybody else? Dylan Harper's an okay defender. I think he's a good defender. Nasty.
Mitch, we've gone through almost a full year now asking you about first.
And Keldon?
First time
Shut
you're
up.
at camp, and I know that Pop had his way of sort of setting a tone for a season. Do you think about him at a time like this, and how do you kind of set the tone for a season as a
Yeah, I think
I'm the boss now.
one, I think about him a lot. I talk to him also, so he's still sharing his mentorship and ideas and thoughts and advice. I think setting the tone, it's my job to set the vision and expectations for the players, and then it's their job to bring that to life. And so I think it's my job to have the clear objectives of what we're trying to achieve and the outcomes that we're looking for. And I think that's something that we're hoping to start tomorrow and feel good about in the next few weeks, trying to implement.
What are your thoughts sort of on this journey that Vic kind of embarked on?
Olynyk decent? Yeah, Olynyk's decent too.
Mental, physical, some of everything.
Yeah, so especially when you follow it on social media like a lot of people have, right? It's a pretty unique rabbit hole you can get down.
We do not need Steven Adams. We're good now.
For someone of his age, he is so intentional on the variety of ways that he tries to improve as a player and a person. It's really something I've never witnessed or experienced in my time. It's quite curious. It's quite constantly trying to push himself out of his comfort zone and learn new things. And I just really am in awe sometimes of just the levels that he goes and the things that he thinks about that may be a small nuance, but he feels like if I can add this to my world being mindset, whatever it may be, it can help him or help me from his perspective when he's thinking that. And I think that's something that's just not very common in someone at his age. I know I wasn't thinking like that at that age.
Speed up a little bit.
Yeah, two veteran big guys that
What are you looking forward to with our big man depth?
I think the variety and versatility of their skill sets is something that complements our group. I think they've been a part of winning programs in their careers. I think they are people.
In real talk, I think that was kind of the main thing I was pushing for the longest as well, right? Like a lot of people wanted a big man in the draft, like continuously wanted that. And then there was a couple here and there that I wouldn't have mind, taking a swing on that I really enjoyed or I thought would have been pretty good for us. But at the end of the day, I think, I feel like I was right in thinking this, and I'm not the only one that thought this, is that you can get those big men, those backup centers outside of the draft. Like the draft is so valuable. You don't want to just be going after players that's going to be backup players. We weren't at that position yet, right? Like we're not at that place where we just need to go after guys that could just be backups, right? Just fill in spots for roles. You can get that in the offseason, and I thought that the Spurs did a good job of not instantly filling in that role when we weren't really ready to just yet, because draft picks are basically the most valuable asset teams have now, right? It was always like at the top 1 or 2. Now it's like definite draft is the most important thing you got, right? And I didn't want to just use it for a backup center or, this ideal, we'll have the new Twin Towers. Like that's not going to happen, right? In the modern NBA. Like it was just much better to just go ahead and go after a guy that can not only fill a role, but has a lot of potential to be great. Like Carter Bryant has a lot of potential. Even if he's not great, he can be a phenomenal role player. And then obviously Dylan Harper, you're not going to just pass up on him. But like if the Spurs just went and tried to fill a role right now, I feel like that's a little premature, right? So it's a little premature. So yeah, Cornette is it was a huge upgrade to Collins. Like it's not even close. It's night and day. It's night and day. Not to talk bad about Collins, but Collins he's not a backup center. Like this is night and freaking day.
That have embraced their role and really been able to help teams and impact winning. That doesn't always add up maybe on the stat sheet or show up in a box score, but when you really look into their roles and some of the things that they've done and the places they've been, those are two people that we identified to be a part of our group that we thought could really round out our lineups and rotations.
Wait, we had Collins?
How big is the difference to start the season with Wemby on and off the court compared to the end of last season where he was out?
To have him on the court versus off the court?
No, I mean, how big is the difference to having him on and off the court around you, around the team, compared to having him out for the end of the season?
Yeah, I think it's extremely important. His maturation process and growth as a player and our team are very, very mutually inclusive. And so for him to be a part of our team in the locker room, on the airplane, on the court, in a huddle, during a timeout, whatever it may be, there is so much value into that, whether that's right at that moment or what we're trying to grow and build here. And so for him to be around, and then for him to also have that fulfillment of being able to compete, because we know how he's wired and what he really identifies with and values in that regard, it's something that unfortunately, you probably take it for granted when it's there, and then when it's gone, you really feel it. So I think, again, to have him healthy and ready to go right now is something that we're feeling really good about.
The amount of praise that Wembanyama gets, the thing that I really like about Wemby is he gets praise based on character more than anything else. Like, everyone can see with their eyes how talented he is, right? Like, but you never hear coaches just talk about that. Even when he was back in France, his coach said that he reminded him of Kobe. Like, guys that work out with them or guys that teach him something, like, everyone has the same thing about his character. That's what makes him scary, right? Like, you can have all the talent in the world, but when you have the type of character and drive and killer instinct as Wembanyama, that's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes Jordan dangerous. Jordan, yeah, he could fly through the air. They call him Air Jordan. He was just so talented with the basketball. But, like, what separates him? What separates him from, Tracy McGrady? What separates him from, other really great, talented, athletic, good players, good basketball players? It's the character, man. It's a vibe. Some people just have that type of vibe, and he has it. He's scary. Yeah. He's more killer than LeBron. I know that's crazy to say, and that's probably unfair, because LeBron is like one of the greatest players ever. I mean, I would say LeBron's in top 3 greatest players ever. But to be fair, LeBron James, a lot of his decisions seems like throughout his career is like an image thing, right? Like, he will give up in a final series. Like, he will. I've seen it. He will give up. He does not mind giving up if he has to. He will go to the press conference after a game with a cast on and say, well, that was kind of the reason we lost. Like, he will do that. Wemby's just wired differently.
Mitch,
The image.
you only got 5 games with De'Aaron and Wemby together last year. Stephon emerges as Rookie of the Year. You guys have all offseason, you and the new staff to talk about basically new people, plus the guys, the agents that you pick up. Have you guys thought about, I'm sure you thought about it, how this all works together, how the pieces, all the talk that, 4 towers can't play together, all that kind of stuff? And does it look differently than the way you guys were playing at the end of last year?
I think the biggest thing will be that defensive identity. I think that we've landed on that being something that should be able to carry us through. And anytime you add new pieces, especially big pieces like a De'Aaron Fox, there will be time that it takes to find continuity, rhythm, chemistry. You see it all across the league. One thing that probably doesn't get talked enough about, in my opinion, is continuity. Very seldom do teams have the type of success they've had without 1, 2, 3+ years together, whether that's base, whether that's foundational pieces. You can look back to, I don't know how many champions, but all the ones that I can think of, they've had some type of base. Even Indiana last year, right? They've been growing that thing for a few years. And so I think for us, to have a base and anchor, which is our defense, and then it will be on us as a staff to continue to put people in places and in situations where they can grow and play together and learn how to play together. And I think we're never going to shy away or avoid having too many good players, especially with the amount of versatility and variety of strengths that they have. I think that's something we believe that they can play together and complement each other. And I think, again, when you go back to a lot of the teams who've had success recently in our league, there's been multiple people on their team that can dribble, pass, and shoot and play off each other. And the great thing about it, I think, more than anything, has been not only the willingness, but actually the enthusiasm that those guys have had to play with one another and to be able to.
That's actually I don't know if he meant it this way, but one thing that came to mind while he was speaking is, like, you take somebody like Wembanyama, right? And he's so great at so many different things, and that's kind of what makes it kind of difficult for him to play with. But, like, building a team around Wembanyama, your chances of messing this up or screwing this up the threshold might be a little bit lower than it would for another player, another star player, right? Like Luka Doncic is phenomenal, right? Like, don't get me wrong, Luka Doncic is one of the greatest players I've ever seen in my life, but he does lack defense, right? He definitely lacks that, and him being a heliocentric type player, you want to get shooters around him. Maybe you want some drive to the basket type guys. You know what I mean? Get some easy alley-oops, pick and roll action, all that good stuff. But Wembanyama, him being so great is so many different things. Even as the years go by and the Spurs start to adjust and change based on Wembanyama's age and how he likes to play at that time, and I don't know, it's your chances of screwing up, I just think, are lower than some other superstars in the league, and that's because Wemby's great at everything. I can't really think of something that Wemby isn't basically great at. If you guys can, you can let me know, but like I can't think of one thing he's not great at.
You know, me create an advantage for you and vice versa, and be able to
Just makes us so dangerous. And also you can just kind of adjust on the fly, right? Like Wembanyama's role and what you need in any given game can just change because he's so good at everything.
play with their strengths on strengths together.
Mitch, you guys have been very patient in building this program back. Fans, maybe not so much after the playoff drought that you guys have experienced. What are your expectations for this team this season?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think there's an acknowledgement of fans aren't supposed to be patient. So that's part of their job and what they do, and we love the support, and we love that they want us to win. I think our expectations are continuing to do what you just said. We've been building
I'm a bad fan because I've been patient. I've been super patient.
this thing and trying to grow and trend in the right direction, and we feel like this is another step of our journey in the maturation process into becoming a more competitive team.
Hi, Coach. You just talked about Wemby and how curious he is, and just what do you think of that his idea?
Wemby need to improve his post game. I mean, yeah, there's things like, don't get me wrong, there's things he can improve at, but like, I would still say Wemby's quite above average in post game play. You know, I don't know.
To create this fan section of die-hard fans in the arena. Did he talk to you about this, and do you think it can work? It can take off, not only in San Antonio but in the NBA in general?
I have no idea if it'll work. I guess that's up to the people that he chose or who are going to be in that section, and if they have the wherewithal to be able to achieve that.
Yeah, it's more of a physical thing. It's more about strength and balance. Yeah, it's more of a physical thing than anything. Like, but his post game, as far as post game moves and everything, I mean, he's really good. I kind of think back at that exhibition game, you know, when he went against the G League. You guys remember that? When his team went against the G League? That was incredible. And I thought he had quite a few good showings of his post game moves. So he got it. It's more physicality. So like, once again, I just think he's great at everything.
Actually talked about it last year when we were in Paris. We went to a PSG football game, and they have obviously a very big section that does exactly that. And so seeing that in person was a very big, I guess, experience and impression made upon me. I love the idea, and if we have a group of people that can do that, that's awesome.
Hey, Coach.
He's really excited about those fans. One of our own made it. Yeah, one of our own made it. The girl that was losing it. You guys remember? She was losing it.
The second,
She made it. I follow her on Twitter. She's cool.
How significant is that for you and your family?
I think it's significant in the sense that if
Wait, what?
people resonate.
Wait, was I reacting to the wrong thing? He was talking about the section, right? The section for all the fans? No? Hold on, what's her name on here? Crap, I don't remember her name on here. Oh, wait. I think I liked one of her last. Here we go. Satnam? Her? Remember when she lost it? She made it. Hold on. Where is it? I didn't even know she reposted something. Yeah, this. When she just keep changing her profile picture. Yeah. She like poured water all on the ground. Yeah, there it is. And she made it. Yeah, here it is. Remember, cause I saw, and she ended up letting me know, yeah, that is RCB for, cause I was like, that's weird, bro. What are you doing? And then like when it cuts back to him, he disappears. Watch this. Look at him. Look at him. Why? He doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to do that. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. He's gone. But yeah, she ended up making it. What in the world? Yeah, it's for that fan section. The Spurs gonna have a new like fan section. They have to pay like $1,000, but they get season tickets just to the Spurs home games. But it seems like a really great deal, and they get really good seats. It's gonna be cool. It should bring more excitement. We should be much louder now. We should be loud every game now, which is cool.
They're identified with something that hasn't happened much, or is something that may be new for them.
And you probably have to show up. I don't know. I think maybe you probably have to show up to the games to be allowed. It's like $25 a game. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 1,000 sounds like a lot, but then when you consider it's all home games, like, I mean, there's some really expensive home games for those type of seats that will be half that price. Tickets are too expensive anyways, but you get what I'm saying. You got to show up to 75% of the games. Okay. I figured it had to be like some caveat.
The world, and that gives them any type of positive mindset or belief in something for themselves or their loved ones, and that's great.
That's gonna be no. It's not that tough. It's not that tough. If you live in San Antonio, that's not tough at all. Obviously, you have to live. You want to live in San Antonio. That's not that hard to do. Because like even if it's at a weird day, like Monday or whatever, it's always at night. So.
You know, honestly, for me, I don't know if I've always thought about it or think about it. You know, this place is so diverse in the environment that we're here, and I guess it's something that maybe I don't take for granted, but it's not on the forefront of my mind. But yeah, I think if it's something that someone resonates with or relates to, then that's awesome.
Mitch, I know the modern NBA's position was, but what position does Stephon Castle play?
Really good player. Yeah, I think, again, we have a few of those guys. And I think the more different...
If I had to put Steph Castle in a box, I would go point guard, shooting guard. That's what I would go with. I'll go point guard, shooting guard.
ways that our guys can impact winning and play together, the more different ways and combinations of guys we can play together. And that gives us just that much more ammo and runway to be creative and thorough in trying to create advantages and put good players together that can complement each other.
Your predecessor would be valid answer. I guess the question that people have is, do you see him playing alongside De'Aaron and or Dylan, or do you see situations where Stephon might be the lead guard on the court at a certain time?
I see all that.
Are you guys gonna miss Popovich being grumpy with reporters? I am gonna kind of miss that just a little bit. Mitch Johnson got to bring that. He got to one up it. He got to one up Pop. Yes, yeah. He got to one up him. Like when someone asks him a question, you know, like why was Keldon Johnson in the game the last 3 minutes? No one's gonna ask that. He just needs to like look at the reporter and say F you. Shut up. You ugly. Shut up. F you. Next question. Just yeah.
I think Steph has proven in 3 years everything you just asked. In high school, he was an All-American who was the main creator and played with the basketball in his hands the whole
He's
time.
a champion.
He goes to UConn and plays every position but basically person with the ball in their hands as a primary creator. And then he arrived here, and a lot by circumstances, and then also a lot by potential and what he showed us, played every single role. He handled in pick and roll. He set screens in pick and rolls. He improved on his catch and shoot from three. He's obviously been one of our main defenders. We're going to ask him to rebound. We're going to ask him to play on and off the ball. And so I think what he has already done is just something we want to continue to grow him in. And again, I think he's built for it, has already shown the chops to do it and had success with it.
So much. I'm sure you spent this summer strategizing, planning, thinking, theorizing all the things you want to implement this season. So I'm wondering, when you open Twitter and you see Vic acting like the most interesting man in the world commercial, doing everything imaginable, how does that open up possibilities for you maybe to push to the next level of what kind of creativity you want to instill in the team this year?
Yeah, I think, luckily with Vic, I don't have to open up Twitter. Like, the creativity is something that's been there from day one. We want this team to be in the reflection of Victor. He's our best player. He's our guy. And so we're going to continue to build with him, build around him, and hopefully push him and challenge him in ways and hold him accountable to continue to be better like he wants to be and be coached hard. And
now, why would you not build around Jeremy Sohan? What's Mitch Johnson talking about? What's he thinking?
That is going to be something that we ask of him along with all the other players. And I think his willingness to embrace that is really important for our group.
Devin and old hands, of course. Now, what are your expectations for those two, particularly Devin?
It's crazy to hear that. I think those guys have really matured and kind of graduated to that next step of being an NBA player, and you kind of alluded to that as we smile and say in tongue in cheek, those guys are our vets. Those guys have been here long enough now to know what things are supposed to look like and sound like and be like. And I think for them to go through the cycle of their individual growth and roles that they have and still be who they are as people and want to be a part of this program shows that they want to be a part of this thing for the long haul. And I think
I'm going to need these reporters to stop putting Devin Vassell and Keldon in the same sentence, okay? I'm going to need y'all to stop doing that.
continuation of that and impact.
Calm down, Clan. Oh, with the Sohan thing? Nah, I'm just joking.
And winning and being winning players is something where they have shown they are committed to. And I think, again, for us to take that next step of our journey and our maturation process to truly do that, then those guys will have to be at the forefront of leading that.
Following that up, Mitch, there was a time Jeremy and Keldon were the primary scorers and the guys, right? And so now with all the attention going to Castle's emergence, Wemby coming back, the addition of De'Aaron, the addition of Harper, do you have to get Devin and Keldon to accept different type of roles, whether that's less shots, whether that's less minutes?
Keldon, I think, undoubtedly is going to have less minutes. I don't know if it'll be early on. Also, Mitch Johnson isn't going to say that. But I think Keldon's going to have less minutes. Devin Vassell should be fine. But we have so much depth now. I don't know. How many minutes did Keldon even average last season? Do you guys know? Chat might know. How many minutes did you guys look that up for me real quick?
Focus on something different like defense.
I think to answer that question, I think it's a team answer. Obviously, they'll get attention because they've been here. So when you look back on their history here, their roles may look different, but that's really the NBA. And I think when you talk about winning, and when you have teams that focus on winning, and when you actually do win, then you get that in a variety of ways, right? Like, no one knows who led
23? 23.3? Yeah, no, he's not getting no 23 minutes per game. No more. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Maybe 15. We'll see. I could be wrong, but maybe early on. But once guys are starting to get back healthy, like there's no way. There's no way. He'd probably be more like 15 or 10. Yeah. I feel like Devin Vassell is gonna get plenty of minutes, but I don't think that'll happen with Keldon.
OKC in all their playoff games in scoring, or who hit this big shot, or who did this big play, because it leads to winning. And so I think that they did that at the highest level this past season, and that's something where when you're striving to do that, you don't have to ask someone to do that or try to convince them of that. When everybody has one thing in mind and one goal, and that's winning, then whatever's called upon is called upon, and hopefully everybody's going to be able to deliver when asked.
Coach, when it comes back to setting the tone, is there a motto or a word
He was really confused. Is she invisible?
that you're clinging on to this season that kind of conveys the message of the team this year?
I think we're just going to wake up and do the work of the day that's called, and then try to continue to repeat that over and over again. But no, there's no motto. There's no lightning rod word or anything like that. We're just going to work.
You know what? I really like that because God almighty, if you guys are Cowboys fans at all, I got so tired of the lightning in the bottle BS from that team, bro. It's not sustainable. It's stupid. You guys remember when we had Jason Garrett and he kept with the like finish the fight? Like it was a whole it was like a whole campaign, bro. It was like a marketing campaign of finish the fight. It was ridiculous. Was it a fun season? Yes, but in the back of my mind I was thinking, dude, we have like one opportunity to win a championship and it's this year. I was like, everyone's healthy. Everyone is very good. Romo is at the best of his abilities right now. Like, I was like, this is the year to win it. And I knew also because of the coach that we had, because that whole motto thing, like, here's the motto, it's BS, right? Like, Popovich, reason why I love Popovich is because the motto changes all the time. It's a constant adjustment. Oh, we're gonna watch this documentary on freaking penguins and look at how penguins work together, right? Like it's all these different things, right? Even when he talks about things politically and what's going on, you know, and how certain people, well, just Americans in general, you know, become are oppressed and going through so many different things. You have to band together and stay together, and it's just so many different things he'll throw out there. And you have enough of that, it kind of creates like this cohesive narrative in your mind, right? Of being there for your teammates, playing together, being on the same page. You know, it's all these different things. No one can just point at one thing. That's why you have like 5 million different things that Popovich has said to the team that guys bring up, right? Popovich every game isn't like, I want some nasty. That was a one-time thing. I bet you he never said that once again. Like, it's just all these small things that he instilled in his team. There is no, magic motto that will energize you to win these games. And that was BS. That was one of the reasons. It's not the reason, but it was one of the reasons why, like, I just do not watch the Cowboys anymore. It's just lightning in a bottle with this team all the time. They're just constantly searching and chasing this lightning in a bottle, when in actuality there's multitude of different factors of what makes a team cohesive. The 2014 Spurs didn't come out of nowhere. It was multitude of teachings and so many different angles and so many different conversations and so many different practices that brought that team together. So I love that Mitch Johnson said, I don't have a motto, right? I don't have a motto. I would say our motto last season came from Chris Paul, in which he says something in the lines of like, you're supposed to win, but that's one small, or you need to play like you're supposed to win. That's one small thing that you instill in the team. It's not going to be a lightning in a bottle and everyone can just like be great all of a sudden, It's not. I'm sorry. I really like this answer. I stopped watching the boys in the regular season years ago. It's so depressing watching them get to the first round and acting like it's just stupid, man. It's the same thing every year. And it's because they're always chasing this lightning in a bottle. They're always chasing this period of time. They're always chasing it. They're always chasing the 90s Cowboys. Oh, we had a strong line and we had a great running back. That's what made us great back then. No, actually maybe it was the coaching, and maybe it was a multitude of different things. Maybe it was the character of the guys that you had on the team, right? The San Antonio Spurs have looked different year upon year upon year upon year upon year. With almost all of our championships, we look quite different. But the only thing that we had in common was the character of these guys. Talent and character. Yeah, just chasing. Like, what if the Spurs just kept chasing the 1999 Spurs all the time? Yeah, of course, Pop. You're just chasing the 99 Spurs. We got to find our David Robinson. We got to find our David Robinson. We got to find our David Robinson. No, it's about adjustment. So there is no just one thing. There's no one motto. I love that question because it gave us a great ending, a great answer. I don't know. You're going in order or random? Wait, what do you mean? I don't know what you meant by that. Oh, by these press conferences? I don't know. It's kind of random, isn't it? Anyways.